Hi, good morning everyone. This is my commentary to accompany lecture number 7 in sustainability modeling. So welcome to this week. This lecture is particularly interesting. We continue our evolution of different models that we've been building. If you look at this lecture, it's called HANDY. It's human and nature dynamic interaction. So handy name for handy. And it's essentially a continuous trend towards human nature integrated models. This model formulation in particular introduces a few innovations or a few new items. We have a population divided in 2 cohorts, so that's not new because we've done that already. But we haven't done population cohorts plus nature. Okay, so that's what's one thing that we're coupling here. So we have 2 cohorts of populations. One that's sort of more well off than the other. Okay, so the elite and the commoner, pretty classical way to analyze economics. And then these 2 cohorts interact with nature. Okay, so that's one thing we do. And then we introduce a what's called a wealth stock. So as population consumes nature, they generate wealth. So the commoners and the elite populations generate wealth, but wealth gets consumed as well. So there's an interesting feedback loop right there and there. So in total, we have 4 stocks, and so I want you to take a look at that. One of the things that we do here that we haven't done before is that we actually look at conditions for sustainability. So actually, from the model, you can start deriving what are conditions for sustainability. So that's one new thing that we do also. And then the other thing we do that's interesting is that we embark, and we're going to be doing this in the successive lectures in this class, is to look at scenarios. So sustainability scenarios. So what happens if we do this? And we get one set of results. And what happens if we do that? We get another set of results. And that allows us to understand outcomes that's a result of hypotheses or scenarios that we sort of set out to test. And I think that's where these models are actually particularly useful. And you've heard me before talk about sort of my dislike for the use of predictive modeling. I don't like the word prediction associated with models. I think predictions is for another sort of people, not for modelers. And that's a dispute. I've had this discussion with my colleagues, and I'll continue to have that. But to me, one of the valuable things about using models is that they allow you to test scenarios and hypotheses and sort of look at outcomes. And I think that is the key value of modeling, and particularly in sustainability issues. So I hope you can look at HANDY in detail. It's a very sophisticated thinking model, even though it's very simple. And I should say that this is the work of a few esteemed colleagues of mine at the University of Maryland, and it's the HANDY, or the current version of HANDY was just published, and in the readings you'll see the paper that was published, and I want you to look at that as well. It's a very interesting piece of work. So that's for in terms of the contents of this week's lecture. Couple of logistical items. I will post today instructions for the evaluation. Your blog post, or that's going to be your sort of midterm and your term paper guidelines, as well as how that's going to be presented for your final exam for this class. So I'll be posting those out today, so you should look at them. And I will also post today an example blog post that I just published for you to look at. And what I want you to do for your midterm is essentially write a blog post. And I have several outlets that we can publish your post depending on what topic you focus on. And I want you to use the blog post to sort of set up the topic that you want to analyze for your term paper, and as well as present in the final. Okay, so this is going to be sort of the story. Blog post you use to set up the problem. Term paper you analyze and produce results, and the final you present it, and you get input and discussions. So that's sort of the diagram. For the other part of your evaluation, I need to say that I haven't seen a whole lot of traffic in the Facebook page. I don't know if you guys are on spring break, or I don't know, but I've seen very little, with probably one exception that for the last week I didn't see any traffic, so I don't want to see that. I want to see a lot of traffic. This tells me that you're engaged and that you're in there. I'm not seeing that right now, so I'm sort of disappointed. So please undisappoint me if you wish this week. That's all I had. So again, welcome to class. I want to see a lot of traffic. I want to see you guys tweeting the class. I want to see you posting stuff. Look at the lecture materials, the videos. Also, look at the sample blog post that I'll put in today. And ask any questions. Okay, you can use the Facebook page to ask questions as well. All right. So take care. Have a good week, and I'll see you soon.